Guys, have you ever actually Googled yourself and suddenly found information posted where it doesn't belong? Or been harassed by a spam caller who perhaps seemed a little too real? That's because data brokers are making a fortune selling your information to robocallers, spammers, and others who want to exploit and monetize your personal information. Now, if this makes you feel uneasy, let me introduce you to today's sponsor, Aura. Aura allows you to fight back by identifying data brokers, exposing your information, and submitting opt-out requests on your behalf. Brokers are legally required to remove your information if you ask them to, but they make it super hard to do. So for me, guys, I let Aura handle it. Aura's service is incredibly easy to set up and does it all at one affordable price. So you don't have to balance multiple apps or parental controls, antivirus, VPN, passwords, or identity theft. And again, guys, I mentioned this before, why I originally reached out to Aura, because I suddenly found numerous credit card charges all over the place and a number of checks that were written in my name, mimicking my checkbook. This scared me, guys. So much so that I found myself on Aura's website, and they got me in the right direction, identifying who was doing these things and how to go forward. So don't let data brokers continue to exploit and profit off of your private information. Use our link down below, guys, if you're interested in trying a 2-week free trial. And again, big thanks to Aura for keeping my personal information safe and for sponsoring today's video. All right, so there was a tweet shared with me, and I feel like we need to cover this before we get into the game. Right here it says, Bungie, you literally made the team's account so you can provide safety for your community managers as they continue to do their jobs. Please actually use the accounts. Title: I'm not saying you should expose your employees to people who might actually harm them. As someone who has been threatened and actually almost attacked at the workplace, I completely understand where you guys are coming from. That said, it would be beneficial for everyone if you use that account more than you currently do. Whether it's actually a response to specific feedback, tweets, posts every now and then, or responses that explain why certain things are unfeasible, so you can receive less feedback that you can't do anything with, or whatever. I just think it'd be better for everyone. Now, I edited underneath it, I saw some of the replies, including the Bungie replies, and I just want to point out a few things. That harassment is unacceptable. I'm not without empathy, and I do understand that Bungie is trying to protect their employees. And number two, Bungie did reply with some clarifications and suggestions to use their own forums. Not that they'll always reply, but they might, which is actually what I'm more likely to do, at least for a bit. Bungie, I'm happy you took the time to reply. I really am. At the same time, I'm scared. Without life or win, I feel like this isn't the best time to engage less. However, I completely understand trying to keep your employees safe. I just hope Bungie finds a way to make things work for the game and their employees. Now, to bring you to the reply, this is actually from Rise of Bacon. He says the fact that this is still happening to this level is genuinely awful, especially to the point where Bungie still feels like they can't engage like they used to. This is from that Reddit post, so this was a reply from Bungie. I appreciate the feedback. Unfortunately, devs who aren't even CMs are still being harassed just because they work at Bungie. So using the CM account on Reddit will put a bigger target on all of the CMs back. I completely understand the want to go back to how we used to respond all the time here, but that time has passed. Until everyone can feel safe again, I wouldn't expect to see many responses from us here or for the foreseeable future. However, just because we aren't responding often doesn't mean we aren't still looking at feedback. As a legend once said, we're listening. And while we can't always act on the feedback, we do share it with the stakeholders every single week, so please keep it coming. You might find us responding more on our own help forums, so please report any issues to us there. Now, this is in regards to the most recent publication on essentially why DMG is no longer a community manager at Bungie. He was issued threats online. He was also sent pizza, and the pizza guy was told to bang on the door. So the scary thing about that is that it was obviously doxing, right? One day it's pizza, the next day you're getting swatted. See where I'm coming from? So Bungie had to definitely make moves on this. And this is also coming from a fact that Bungie was still having employees work from home. They were still working remotely because of COVID. And so you didn't have that extra layer of security where your employee was, say, for instance, at headquarters, and you had a security guard like Todd, who we lovingly know. So this resulted in a lawsuit opening up, and then eventually nearly $500,000 being charged to this individual who took it upon themselves to order this pizza for this community manager. Most expensive pizza ever, right? With that being said, should Bungie stop communicating? Should Bungie just stop? Should Bungie go dark? Should Bungie pull a Luke Smith right now? Guys, have y'all been to Luke Smith's Twitter? This is Luke Smith's Twitter. He tweets like once a year. Maybe twice. Luke, this is his profile picture. Wait. This is his cover picture. You like it? No, seriously. The point I'm trying to make on that, should Bungie take that approach? Should they just go dark? Should they just go dark until final shape? The reveal in August. Just go dark. Look. This is gonna sound crazy. No one's gonna like what I'm gonna say right now. Go dark. No more twabs. No more announcements outside of patch notes. Hell, you don't even have to tell us when patch notes are going out. And the whole like harassment and workplace violence, like, again, I come from a blue collar background, all right? And, you know, especially in 100-degree weather, things get heated. And I mean, it was nothing to see like two guys in the middle of a concrete pour just take each other's head off. Was it uncomfortable? Yeah, nobody likes to be around that. I didn't like being around that. And then secondly, if it got too bad, we would be down a concrete finisher. This one takes it to another level because at least in that situation, you actually see the person in front of you who's harassing you, or you see the object, and normally it's done after that. The issue with this harassment online is you just don't know where it's coming from. You don't know who that other person is. What's their limitations? How far are they willing to go? And let me just be real. Some of you f***ers are kind of weird, you know. I'm just, you know, not all of you, but some of you get kind of weird. You know, I get some weird messages. I really do. I got like a message a while back, something about like, I want to smell you. That's weird. I don't know if that was like an invitation for me to start sending clothes or something, but I don't roll like that. Things aren't that bad. When I start selling socks and underwear, it's gotten bad. I done gotten in with the wrong crowd. I've accumulated some bad debt, but things aren't that bad yet. Now, Bungie got even stranger messages, and I would say the last thing you would think of as a community manager, you know, you're working at a company that you highly respect. The last thing you're expecting is to be hit with the degeneracy that is online gaming. I mean, after end of a like COD lobbies, think about the things we grew up with. Call of Duty lobbies, the debates in RuneScape, the catfishing that has occurred. Our generation, we've lived through it. We've seen it. We don't trust people online. We know how to spot the fakes. We know the degeneracy. But to a CM that's just like this sweet, naive young mind going out into the world, trying to address the internet for the first time, I'm sure it is shocking. Listen, Bungie, I'm serious on this. If it really is like too much of a toll on your team, too much of a toll on your studio, you don't owe us anything. Go dark. And I say this as someone who covers the TWID every week or the TWAB every week. But if it's really taking that big of a toll on your team, don't say shit. Don't put anything out. Do the reveal in August, and that's it. Go dark all the way until final shape. If even that. But you're not going to be able to stop punk ass kids on the internet. You're not. I just want to see someone at the end of a Warzone lobby just stop and go, hey guys, we should be respectful. Let me know how that works. Let me know what the following statements are right after that. I would pay to listen in on that shit. You're just not going to get it. But if this is something that's actually taking an emotional toll on your team, dude, just go dark. And look, are we responsible for said drama being stirred up? Well, we've covered some things that are, I guess you'd say, dramatic, you know? We've also covered things that were legitimate, that being monetization, and that is a concerning factor. But we covered a story here recently on, it was just literally one Bungie, and it was a Bungie dev calling scaling in games, and he specifically used Diablo 4 as an example. And he said that it's lazy. And yeah, we jumped on that. We jumped on it. We probably drummed up some drama with that. But with that being said, whether you're a Bungie employee or just some random dude on the internet, there was already like a lot of shade being thrown at that guy, regardless of whether or not we made that video. And then secondly, I'm a firm believer in owning what you say. You know, we put out stuff all the time, whether it's on YouTube or Twitch, and like a mad exo lady, I'll get clips of some stuff we said years ago, and it'll be put right in my face, and it's like, do you know what you said on March 21st, 2013? It's like, damn, I guess we did say it because we literally just said it. But if you say something is lazy, I'm curious to know like why it is it's lazy. And there have been other people that have come out. I think Actman put out a review here recently of Diablo, which I would love for us to watch at some point, guys. But it's Diablo 4, and he talks about level scaling, and he too said it was lazy. But at the time, we ran with it on the front of Bungie on Activision / Blizzard drama. So we were probably being a shithead on that front. So with that being said, I do apologize if we have stirred up drama in the community, which I'm sure we have, indirectly and directly, which is why I'm sitting there saying, Bungie, if you need to go dark for the next 8 months until final shape is to launch, dude, just go dark. If they go dark for 8 months, Destiny 2 is dead in 2. Could have the opposite effect. What if going dark builds up suspense? You know what I mean? What if the community that stays is the community that is loving? That's the question this really boils down to. Would you rather a huge community with 10-15% of them being just absolute degenerates that says just the most degenerate shit on the internet and nothing is ever going to stop that because that's just how the internet is? Or would you rather have half that community? But that half of the community is lovely and sweet and considerate and applauds you. And that's a decision that only Bungie can make. And you know what? Who's to say they don't want to take the latter? I am completely fine with Bungie going dark, and that's okay. If it means the overall betterment of your team's health. You know, we've had that situation where one of the developers came out and said Twilight Garrison is not returning, and then everybody flamed the piss out of them. You know, I had the situation with DMG. It's unfortunate, man. It's unfortunate things have gone this route. And everyone was like, dude, now that Bungie has made a Destiny 2 Teams account, they're going to be openly communicating more because it's not tied to one's name. But they still don't feel very comfortable talking. And so Bungie, just lock it up, man. You know, don't worry about conversing. Let things just ride, and people either like the stuff or they don't. And I think there's a lot of game developers that don't openly communicate, and they just will launch stuff. I mean, how often who are the developers for Zelda? You know what I mean? How often those guys, they put out like, you know, one little clip, like, yeah, we're working on Zelda. Look at this. You could stick this to this. You know what I mean? Yeah. So if that allows for the overall health of the team to be better, then do it.
Slap that like button like your mama told you right.